Wales, one of the 4 nations of the United Kingdom, offers a diverse range of natural and man-made wonders within a compact area. Its national parks are home to high mountains, dramatic valleys, and roaring waterfalls. These islands of untouched nature among densely populated land are a safe sanctuary for wildlife. Scattered throughout the countryside are small towns and villages, full of charm and local culture. Over 600 castles are scattered throughout the country, from the majestic UNESCO-listed fortresses to time-worn ruins returned to nature. Welsh coastline, rugged and diverse, features scenic harbours and dramatic cliffs sculpted by the waves. In today's episode, we're taking you on a journey through the wonders of Wales, unveiling places that dazzled us upon finding them. The Brecon Beacons National Park features a variety of landscapes from windswept ridges to ancient woodlands and serene valleys. The heart of the park is dominated by the central beacons, where the highest and most popular peaks are located. Caernarfon Mountain, at 2,900 feet, is a major objective in the Beacon's Way. A long-distance footpath which passes from east to west across the massif. Nearby, the pointed summit of Cribin rises to 2,600 feet and provides striking views of Caernarfon itself. Further east, form the iconic Sugarloaf, the sea of clouds can often be seen. A result of a weather phenomenon known as temperature inversion. In the western part of the park, Sir Van Vac sits beneath the cliffs of the Black Mountain, its glacial waters wrapped in local legend. The area is also home to waterfall country, where wooded gorges and rivers form some of the most scenic cascades in Wales. Scattered across the highlands and moors are free-grazing Welsh mountain sheep, a familiar sight that shapes the character of the region. Semi-wild Welsh ponies also roam the uplands, particularly in the western ranges, where they have adapted to the tough, exposed terrain. The park supports a range of wildlife, including the distinctive red kite, which can often be seen soaring with its forked tail and reddish wings. Lower down in hedgerows and meadows, hedgehogs can still be found, although their populations are closely monitored and protected. The Llyn Peninsula stretches westward into the Irish Sea from Gwynedd. The shoreline is varied and dramatic, combining high sea cliffs and long stretches of golden sand. Porth Wen Brickworks, a remote south-facing beach near Abersoch, is known for its wide arc of clean sand, tall limestone cliffs and rolling surf. At the tip of the peninsula lies Aberdaren, a whitewashed fishing village known for its picturesque setting. The village has a beautiful beach, traditional cottages and a strong Welsh-speaking community. Located on the southern edge of the Llyn Peninsula, Criccieth is dominated by the ruins of an ancient castle. The town is noted for its fairs, held on 23rd May and 29th June every year, when large numbers of people visit the fairground. The coastal cliffs and nearby islands provide important nesting grounds for gannets, large seabirds known for their white plumage and diving skills. The peninsula's beaches and estuaries are also home to sandwich terns, elegant pale grey seabirds with black caps and long bills. They nest in colonies and are often spotted flying low over the surf, calling with their distinctive rasping cry as they fish. Cardiff, the capital and largest city of Wales, is located on the southern coast, where the River Tuf meets the Severn estuary. As the political, cultural and economic heart of the country, Cardiff combines historic architecture with modern development. At the heart of the city stands Cardiff Castle, with Roman origins and a Norman keep built in the 11th century. In the 19th century, it was transformed into a Gothic revival mansion by architect William Burgess. Just a short walk from the castle is the Principality Stadium, an iconic venue for rugby, football and concerts. Opened in 1999 with a capacity of over 74,000, it features a retractable roof and is home to the Welsh national rugby union team. Located in the Grand Civic Centre known as Cathays Park, Cardiff City Hall is a striking Edwardian Baroque building completed in 1906. It features a clock tower, domed roof, and elegant interiors, including the Marble Hall, which houses statues of notable Welsh figures. Down in Cardiff Bay, the Pierhead Building is one of the city's most distinctive landmarks. It showcases Gothic revival architecture with terracotta detailing and a clock tower nicknamed Baby Big Ben. Perched on a hill just north of Cardiff, Castell Coch is a 19th century fantasy castle built on medieval foundations. Also designed by William Burgess for the Marquess of Bute, it features fairy tale towers, richly decorated interiors and woodlands surrounding the site. Caerphilly Castle, built in 13th century by the Norman Lord Gilbert de Clare, was designed to secure Anglo-Norman control of the area. The castle is renowned for its concentric layout, featuring multiple rings of walls and water defences. It was one of the earliest examples in Britain to use this type of structure, influencing later fortifications across Europe. Its massive gatehouses, twin-towered keeps, and strong curtain walls made it nearly impregnable in its time. A defining feature of Caerphilly Castle is its elaborate system of artificial lakes and moats, created by damming nearby streams. Today the site is famous for its leaning southeast tower, which leans at a 10-degree angle, even more than the Tower of Pisa. Tenby is famed for its colourful Georgian houses, medieval streets and 4 golden sandy beaches. Tenby's history stretches back to the Norman period, with much of the original 13th century town walls still intact. Within the walls, its old town is filled with Georgian and Victorian buildings, many painted in soft pastel shades. The tall, narrow houses overlooking the harbour were designed to fit the steep coastal terrain and take full advantage of sea views. The ruins of Tenby Castle sit atop a rocky headland, offering views across the bay and nearby islands. Tenby is surrounded by several beaches that are among the cleanest and most scenic in Wales. The harbour is a central feature of the town, where brightly coloured boats bob in the tide and seafood restaurants serve fresh local catches. From here, visitors can take boat trips to Caldy Island, join wildlife cruises, or simply relax and watch the tide come and go. Rhossili Bay, located at the western tip of the Llyn Peninsula in South Wales, is widely regarded as one of the best beaches in the UK. The bay is framed by high cliffs and accessed via a steep path descending from the village of Rhossili, which sits above the shoreline. From the clifftop, visitors are treated to breathtaking panoramas across the open sea, the curving beach below, and the surrounding rugged landscape. To the south of Rhossili Bay lies Worm's Head, a striking tidal island shaped like a sleeping dragon. The island is composed of carboniferous limestone and is around 1 mile long, consisting of 3 main parts: the inner head, the Devil's Bridge, and the outer head. At low tide, it is accessible by a rocky causeway that is only safe to cross for about 2.5 hours. Tide times are strictly posted near the access point, and many visitors time their walks carefully to avoid being stranded. Tucked within the Llanddwyn Valley in North Wales, the town of Llangollen is surrounded by Berwyn Mountains. Llangollen's townscape reflects its development from a medieval river crossing to a Victorian resort. At its heart is the 18th century stone bridge, rebuilt in later centuries but still retaining its historic form. Crossing the River Dee, it offers sweeping views of the fast-flowing water and opens into a lively centre with narrow streets and stone terraces. Much of the town's built heritage dates from the 19th century, when tourism and industry brought prosperity. Many buildings are constructed in local stone with slate roofs, giving the town a rugged yet elegant character. A heritage railway runs along a scenic stretch of the River Dee, offering visitors a nostalgic journey through wooded hills and rural countryside. The Llangollen Canal was constructed in the early 19th century, designed to link the River Mersey with the River Severn. It was engineered by Thomas Telford, one of the most renowned civil engineers of the Industrial Revolution. The Pontcwsyllt Aqueduct is the crown jewel of the Llangollen Canal and a marvel of early 19th century engineering. Completed in 1805, it carries the waterway over the River Dee. Constructed with cast iron troughs supported by 19 stone piers, the structure was revolutionary at the time. A few miles downstream, Chirk Aqueduct carries the Llangollen Canal over 10 stone arches, each 40 feet wide. It runs parallel to the Chirk Railway Viaduct, built in the 1840s, creating a striking view that is unique in the UK. Immediately after crossing the aqueduct heading west, the canal enters a 1,500-foot brick-lined tunnel that passes directly under Chirk Bank. Pistyll Rhaeadr tumbles from a towering height of approximately 240 feet, making it the tallest single-drop waterfall in England and Wales. Its source is the Avon Disginfa, a small upland stream that gathers strength from the surrounding Berwyn Mountains. As the stream nears the cliff edge, it plunges dramatically into a narrow, deep gorge carved out over millennia. The cliff itself is composed primarily of Ordovician shales and gritstone, giving the rock face a layered, textured appearance. Unlike waterfalls that cascade over multiple steps, Pistyll Rhaeadr remains largely uninterrupted as it descends. One of the most distinctive and rare features lies at the base, a natural rock arch formed by centuries of water erosion. This graceful arch frames the lower section of the waterfall, adding a unique architectural quality to the natural scene. Snowdonia National Park covers over 800 square miles of rugged terrain. At the heart of Snowdonia stands Mount Snowdon, the highest mountain in Wales, rising over 3,500 feet. The mountain isn't a solitary peak, but a sprawling jagged massif with multiple ridges radiating out like the arms of a star. Snowdonia is dotted with glacial lakes, remnants of the last ice age, that shimmer beneath the summits of the surrounding mountains. At an altitude of almost 1,200 feet, Penny Pass is nestled between the peaks of Snowdon and Glida Vower. The road was built in the 1830s to allow ore from the nearby mines to be transported to Llanberis. The waterfalls of Snowdonia are fed primarily by upland streams and rivers that flow from the surrounding peaks. These watercourses descend rapidly through narrow gorges, forming cascades of varying heights and volumes. With their long curved horns and shaggy coats, Welsh mountain goats are a distinctive sight on the rocky outcrops. Exceptionally agile, they are skilled climbers and spend much of their time in trees. Once extinct in Wales, pine martens, cat-sized mammals with chocolate-brown fur, prefer mature woodlands. Descendants of domestic stock, they roam wild and free in parts of Snowdonia. Found in upland meadows and grassy hillsides, the brown hare is less common than it once was. They are shy, silent, and typically solitary, making sightings rare and memorable. Caernarfon Castle was constructed by order of King Edward I in 1283 as part of his campaign to conquer Wales. Unlike the rounded towers common to most citadels of the period, Caernarfon was designed with polygonal ones. Built using banded limestone and sandstone, these towers were heavily inspired by the architectural style of Constantinople. This was not a coincidence. Edward intended the castle to serve as both a fortress and a royal palace. And its Roman imperial style was meant to reinforce English authority and symbolise legitimacy over a subdued Wales. The site also incorporated the remains of a former Roman fort, lending historic weight to its message of conquest and continuity. Caernarfon stands where the River Seon meets the sea, strategically positioned to control sea traffic and overlook the surrounding region. Adjacent to the castle is the medieval town, enclosed by remarkably well-preserved stone walls. Skomer Island, a protected wildlife haven, is surrounded by the blue waters of St Bride's Bay. It's world famous for Atlantic puffin population, which draws thousands of visitors each year. From April to July, the Skomer's cliffs and burrows are bustling with puffins arriving to breed. These charismatic birds with their brightly coloured beaks and comical waddles nest in the soft soil. The chance to walk among them at close range, while keeping a respectful distance, is one of the island's biggest draws. Skomer's razorbills, close relatives of the puffin, are sleek black and white seabirds with striking blunt beaks. They nest on steep cliffs and rocky ledges, often beside guillemots, and can be seen diving for fish in the surrounding waters. The island also hosts a small population of little owls, compact, round-headed birds that favour dry stone walls and rocky outcrops. Unlike most their relatives, little owls are often active during the day, and with a bit of patience and a sharp eye, visitors may spot one sunning itself on a rock. The Menai Strait, a narrow stretch of tidal water separating the Isle of Anglesey from mainland Wales, is spanned by two iconic bridges. Designed by the famed engineer Thomas Telford, the Menai Suspension Bridge was completed in 1826. Built to improve transport between London and Holyhead, it allowed safer passage across the fast-flowing hazardous strait. A little to the west lies the Britannia Bridge, originally built in 1850 by engineer Robert Stevenson as a tubular railway bridge. After a fire in 1970, it was rebuilt as a two-tier structure, now carrying both rail and road traffic. Between the two bridges stands the Nelson Monument, honouring Admiral Horatio Nelson and his naval victories. For centuries, local fishermen used tidal traps to catch salmon on Redweir Island. Though no longer in commercial use, it still has a small cottage and fish traps, and is occasionally inhabited by private owners. Just a short drive from both bridges lies a town best known for its famously long name, the second longest in the world. It was created in the 19th century to attract railway travellers, and loosely translates to St Mary's Church in the hollow of the White Hazel, near the rapid whirlpool by St Tysilio's Church of the Red Cave. The village has a train station with a sign displaying the full name, making it a favourite photo stop for tourists. The heart of Barmouth, a seaside town on the west coast of Wales, is a mix of stone cottages and Victorian townhouses. The harbour area retains the charm of a small port, with moored boats, sea walls, and weathered stone buildings. Moving uphill, the old town, known locally as the Rock, is a tightly packed maze of steep steps, alleys, and slate-roofed cottages built into the hillside. Nearby, the Barmouth Bridge, a wooden railway viaduct built in 1867, spans the Mordoch estuary. The bridge is still in use today, carrying trains on the Cambrian coastline, and it also features a pedestrian and cycle path. The beach at Barmouth is long, sandy and ideal for families, making it one of the most popular beaches in North Wales. Conwy Castle was constructed as part of a larger walled town, both designed by the master military architect James of St George. The fortress was intended not only as defensive structures, but also as symbols of English power. And the town was settled by English citizens, while native Welsh people were largely excluded. Conwy Castle played a key role in several historical events, including Owain Glyndwr's rebellion in the early 15th century. The stronghold is remarkable for its excellent state of preservation and dramatic setting. It is built from local grey sandstone and features 8 massive towers, connected by curtain walls. Below the castle, the medieval walled town of Conwy still exists, with almost a mile of stone walls and over 20 towers encircling the historic centre. Three historic bridges span the River Conwy next to the fortress: Thomas Telford's suspension bridge from 1826, a tubular railway bridge and a modern road bridge. Aber Falls is formed as the Affon River drops about 120 feet over a sill of igneous rock in the foothills of the Cardiff range. The verticality and force of the falls give it a commanding presence amid the surrounding woodland. The cliff itself is jagged and layered, revealing the geological history of the region, with basalt formations hinting at ancient lava flows. Mist rises continuously from where the water crashes onto boulders, adding an ethereal atmosphere that can be felt in the cool, damp air nearby. Visitors often find themselves drawn to the base of the falls, where smooth stones and clear swirling pools invite close observation. Just a short walk downstream from the base of Aber Falls is a quaint small wooden footbridge spanning the river. It serves as a crossing point on the Woodland Trail, allowing walkers to explore both sides of the waterfall. The Elan Valley is home to one of the most remarkable feats of Victorian civil engineering in Britain. A vast water supply system built to provide clean drinking water to the city of Birmingham, over 70 miles away. Constructed between 1893 and 1904, the Elan Valley project included the creation of 4 large dams, later joined by a 5th dam in the 1950s. These dams form a chain of man-made reservoirs amid the natural upland landscape. Caban Coch, the lowest dam, was designed to look like a natural waterfall, with water cascading down its stepped stone face. Craig Gog is perhaps the most picturesque, sitting high in the valley with sweeping views of the surrounding moorland. Garrig Dhu, a submerged dam, looks like a bridge when water levels are high. Set further up the valley, Pen y Gara is framed by trees and features a spiral staircase up to the central viewing turret. Though built in a different era, Llangollen was carefully designed to match the Victorian architectural style, making it feel like a natural extension of the earlier works. Llandudno, a historic seaside town on the north coast, is nestled between 2 prominent headlands, the Great Orme and the Little Orme. Developed in the mid-19th century as a Victorian holiday resort, it quickly gained popularity for its curving bay and elegant architecture. Unlike many modernised seaside towns, Llandudno has preserved its traditional layout and design, representing Britain's coastal heritage. The Llandudno Pier, built in 1877, is the longest in Wales at 2,300 feet. Featuring a charming blend of ironwork, kiosks and sea views. The Great Orme Tramway, opened in 1902, takes visitors to the summit of Great Orme Headland. It's also the only one of its kind in Britain still using its original track and working mechanism. Tucked into the sheltered eastern slope of the Great Orme, St Tudno's Church is one of the area's most atmospheric spots. Dating largely from the 12th century, it's surrounded by a windswept graveyard. Near the church, etched into the grass and stone of the hillside, lies the Hill of Names, a unique wartime memorial. Made by arranging white quartz stones, it was created by Royal Artillery soldiers stationed on the Great Orme during World War II. Porth Wen Brickworks was once a thriving facility that produced fire bricks, particularly sought after for their heat resistance and durability. The brickworks was active until the early 20th century, taking advantage of nearby deposits of silica-rich quartzite rock. These bricks were essential for lining kilns, furnaces and industrial chimneys across Britain and abroad. The exact closure date is uncertain, but production is believed to have stopped by the 1940s, after which the site was left to the elements. Set in a sheltered cove, Porth Wen is particularly known for its hauntingly beautiful scenery. The crumbling red brick structures stand against green cliffs and turquoise waters, giving the site a surreal and photogenic quality. Sea pinks and wildflowers grow between rusting metal and red brick ruins, while waves crash just beyond the harbour wall. Ynys Llanddwyn, a tidal island off the southwest coast of Anglesey, forms part of the National Nature Reserve of Newborough Warren. Although called an island, it is accessible on foot during low tide, making it a popular destination for nature lovers. Ynys Llanddwyn is named after St Dwynwen, a 5th century patron saint of love in Wales. According to legend, Dwynwen retreated to the island after a broken heart and lived a hermit's life. Her church ruins can still be visited on the island and are a site of quiet reflection and pilgrimage. The island is renowned for its coastal views, wildflower meadows, and dramatic backdrop of Snowdonia and the Llyn Peninsula. Surrounding the island are stretches of golden beach and rocky coves, and the waters are home to seals and a variety of seabirds. Though modest in size, Ynys Llanddwyn's lighthouses have long served to guide ships through the waters near Caernarfon Bay. South Stack Lighthouse guards the western approaches to Holyhead, warning ships of the dangerous rocks below. Built in 1809, the lighthouse was designed by Daniel Alexander, with a cast-iron lantern atop a white masonry tower. Standing 92 feet, its light is visible for nearly 30 nautical miles on a clear night. Originally operated with oil lamps and reflectors, the lighthouse has been modernised over time and is now fully automated. Visitors must descend over 400 stone steps carved into the sheer cliffside. Before crossing a narrow suspension bridge that spans the deep chasm between the mainland and a rocky island. The original bridge was constructed in 1828, replacing the older, more precarious rope and pulley system. And here we end our journey across Wales. Thanks for watching till the end. Our next destination is the Northern Ireland. See you soon.